Hey Capricorn, welcome to your reading. Just a reminder, the way that I read energy, not gender. That means anyone can show up as a king, queen, prince, princess, knight, page, emperor, empress. It just depends on if you're in your masculine or feminine energy as it pertains to this reading. I'll read this as a love story. That doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a love story. This could pertain to friends, family, co-workers, however it resonates for you. Just enjoy it from that perspective. If you would like to schedule a personal reading, you can do that at thislittlelighealing.com. So with that, let's go ahead and get into your energy, Capricorn. It looks like some of you have recently either gone through a breakup or perhaps decided to take a break in a relationship that you might be in. There might have been fighting for some of you. Hostilities, there's definitely hurt feelings, sadness that's here, but this break is good. It's important for you to take this time because there's a lot that you need to think about, each of you, both of you, because we have a King of Pentacles here and we have an Empress here. So two very powerful people that I think that are both very strong, loving people. I'm not seeing anything to indicate anything different, but what I think has happened here is that you may have acted as a trigger for one another, because what I'm seeing a lot of is that you may have been mirroring one another's behaviors. Mirroring, if you're not familiar with it, is when two people are basically doing the same things. Like they're sort of living these aligned sort of lives and experiencing the same sort of things. And when you meet someone who has had similar experiences, they sort of mirror them back to you. And it can be very triggering. It can be very triggering for you to see that pain the way that you might see it in them. It can also be an opportunity for healing. There's a reason why it happens. So if you can take this time, if you are, not together right now, if you're taking a break, to really think about it from a different perspective, to put this hurt into a different perspective. Is it something that's really been triggered in you, or is it that you can see in this person a lot of your own heartache, and that they're making that surface for you, and that's hard, and so you find a reason to fight, or you find a reason to blame, or whatever it is that you find a reason to do. When really, I think a lot of times God, universe, spirit, whoever you want to say, puts these people in our lives as a gift, because they help to trigger growth and healing in our lives. And perhaps if you can look at it from that perspective, it might turn out, what you think is heartbreak might turn out to be a blessing, something that you're actually grateful for that came into your life. Yeah. There might be a child that's involved here. There's definitely too many people involved here. There might be a Gemini, a Taurus, a Libra, Sagittarius, Cancer, Scorpio. Maybe a Virgo and Pisces lurking around. Sounds like really the gang's all here. So let's go ahead and get into the cards that have come out for you. The first thing that I ask is, where are you at, Capricorn? How are you feeling? What's going on for you? And we get the Page of Cups and the Nine of Swords. And this is a feeling of, the Page of Cups is being very sort of thinking about things, thinking about, what are you thinking about? And it's thinking about this anxiety, that there's something that's upsetting you. And, what is it that's upsetting you? So that's what that is. There's anxiety here, and it's what's on your mind. It's what you're thinking about. It's what you're considering. Page of Cups in other decks sometimes wants to make an offer of love. So you might be anxious about making an offer of love, but I really think for most of you, this is just sort of looking within at what's making you anxious. Why do I feel so anxious? Why am I so upset? Which would kind of go along with this idea that you're mirroring traumas for each other, that you're really kind of like, but they're bubbling up when you interact with this person. So then for the situation, we get the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is sort of our wounded warrior. He's sitting here just sort of trying to muster up the energy to go on. Really, he's kind of taking a break, taking a pause, and he's taking a pause from making an offer of reconciliation. So the Knight of Cups comes with an offer. Sometimes he can come with an offer of an apology, an offer of love, an engagement sometimes. It can be all, can really be all sorts of different offers that this knight wants to come make. But he's very compassionate. He's very loving. He's coming. He wants to be sweet. He wants to be sweet, but really wondering, if you can do that. And the other thing to know about, anytime you see the threes in tarot, and like I said, there's too many people here, right? Wanting to make this offer, but being stressed out about it. Another way to look at it is, to who, is there an issue here? Is there too many people here? Because for the obstacle, we get the the Knight of Wands and the Hierophant. And this is that, it can mean two things. It can depend on, it's going to mean different things for different people. But for some of you, it means that you rushed into a commitment with somebody else, that you've already moved into another commitment with somebody else, and you may have regrets about that. And for others of you, it may mean that you ended something too soon. Either way, it was a hasty move. You didn't give a lot of thought to it the way that maybe you should have. So when I ask for the energy to embrace, to overcome this obstacle, we get the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. The Page of Pentacles is a student sort of energy. He's learning, he's looking, and what he's looking at is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is something that we long for. It's something from our past, something that we miss. And so it's asking you that, hey, yeah, you did move into this too quickly, but maybe you need to go back and focus more on what it is that you actually miss. And when I ask what the potential outcome is when you do that, we get the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles. This is, it's the Lovers. It's Gemini energy and Virgo energy, but this is true love and a family legacy. I mean, I don't know that it gets much better than that. So, but it looks like right now, this is of course potential energy, but it looks like right now the things to consider are that, if there have been hostilities, if there have been fighting, if there has been blaming, or, whatever it is, to maybe think and wonder, like, did this person trigger something in you? Did they remind you of traumas that you have that aren't healed, that you need to work on? And, if that's the case, like, really acknowledging that and maybe having a conversation about that. There's also a lot of manifestation energy that's going on here. For some of you, this may have been a soul contract to come into each other's lives and act as this, you know, healing agent, even if it doesn't feel like that right now. But once you recognize that, then it seems like, okay, well, we've got, you know, there may have been some other little messes that have been created along the way. If, you know, you've involved yourself with more than one person, we've got loyal heart. There's a lot here that's come out about loyalty too. So I think that if there have been accusations made on either side, you really need to make sure that they're accurate before you decide that that's what happened. And also being loyal to what it is that you really want, you know, that you're really listening to your heart and going after what it is that you really want. So, to the sea, following your emotions. So I hope that this was insightful for you, Capricorn. I hope that it was helpful. It looks like, you know, this person may be somebody that came into your life, you know, to be a trigger to help you heal so that you can move on to a different relationship. Or this may be a person, you know, that came into your life and you guys are going to trigger healing in each other and, you know, work on those traumas and get over them and be together. I don't know. I think it could go a lot of different ways for different people, but I can tell you for certain that the advice is to not be hasty in the decisions that you've made, that if you have made decisions in haste, that they may need to be corrected, to follow your heart, and to express love. Bye, Capricorn.